Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
We are doing another commentary, Ben, after 4 months. We recorded the last one 4 months ago.
Yeah, the Christmas special in November.
The Christmas, but yeah, it was exactly a month before Christmas. Anyway, today we are doing the invasion, as you know from the title.
We are. It's, my idea for this one, I thought we both love this story. We've seen it. We saw it when we were very young. Great Patrick Troughton story. Very long, but, for the time, only 2 episodes missing. That's not bad. Episodes 1 and 4.
That's
and
very good.
Both been animated. One of the first animations, I think. And it was the people that did The Scream of the Schalke that animated this. So, yeah, it's excellent story. Great. Well, we'll get into it when we watch it, but it's just an absolute classic. And it sets up the John Pertwee era very nicely in a very subtle way. So, good story. But that's my thoughts going in. But
yes, and obviously this is a Cyberman story. But it expands more upon that, isn't it? It's not just a Cyberman story.
No, there's more to it than that. There's like Vaughn and Packer and all these characters. It's very
It is an
done.
8-parter, so this is going to be part 1 of 2 parts of this video. We're going to do parts 1 to 4 today. And then, obviously, later on down the line, next week for you, you will be seeing us react to parts 5 to 8. So we're not going to say too much. We're going to get on with it. So please enjoy. Please like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Leave comments as well. I do read your comments. So both of us do, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's fun. I love doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So great stuff. Right, let's crack on and hope you enjoy.
So this is the second ever title sequence in the show from the Macra Terror onwards.
Yeah.
What do you think of these titles? I prefer the Hartnell Doctor Who logo. I think it looks better. And you get quotation marks, don't you, in this? It's quite funny for the title.
Yeah, I think we do on some and some you don't you? And I think this is what, season 6? I think for most of season 6 you do get the quotation marks.
Look at this. Just after The Mind Robber, another brilliant story.
And the thing is about that as well, we actually have that in live action like model footage, don't we? Because of The Mind Robber.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is great.
Yeah, and it looks great. I don't know how they did that in The Mind Robber, where they had the TARDIS coming back. Oh, they just reversed the footage, I guess, of it exploding. Yeah.
In the book that I've been reading at the moment, the Tardis Chronicles, which is an excellent book, it goes over everything to do with the TARDIS and the prop and the lore about everything. It does go into great detail about this. And,
about the Mind Robber.
And all the different models. They had like various different models that they used throughout the 60s and early 70s.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting. Go and buy it.
Here we go. The Cybermen are firing a missile at them.
And the musical score, I think, is so iconic for this story. It's very James Bond-esque.
It is, yeah. Well, the whole thing is quite James Bond. The first 4 parts almost don't feel like sci-fi, apart from the Cyber Planner, because you get Vaughn, who's very Bond villainous, and you get Packer, who's like the henchman.
Yeah.
Even though he's rubbish.
Oh, no, I like Packer. He's brilliant.
Oh, no, but he's a terrible henchman. That's what's funny.
You wouldn't hire him, would you?
No. He's as thick as a brick.
And here we have the classic situation of the Doctor struggling to pilot the TARDIS, which I think is a really nice gimmick. I really like that about the second Doctor.
Well, it's Hartnell's the same. As soon as you get to like the Tom Baker era, even like the late Pertwee era, the Doctor can pilot the TARDIS pretty well. But I think it's more fun when he just has no idea what he's doing. He just ends up in a field with a cow. That's a nice materialisation sound effect. The sound design in this story is also brilliant. I think I've said in Power of the Daleks, some of the stuff the Radiophonic Workshop did in the 60s, I think is probably superior to what we get now.
Definitely.
I like Sagan Akinola's score and Murray Gold, but
it's timeless, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't age, that's the thing. And it sounds so alien and weird. It's like the title music, that's why that's aged so well.
Yeah. Going back to the materialisation sound as well, I think for this story, this is a brand new one.
Is it?
I think, it's like because they use different variations, and I think this is a different variation they use for this one. Which I think does come up again in later stories, I think during Series 7 with Pertwee and a few other landings. But I think this is the first time that sound's used for this one.
Okay. I liked. Do you know what? It's not perfect because it's a low budget and it is from 2006. But the animation here, I think is better than some of the newer ones. I think they get Troughton's facial features more on point.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit hit or miss with trying to capture Troughton's face.
Because it's a very unusual
all the
face.
Characters. And I think obviously because we've been watching like all the others that we have surviving for so long, everyone has sort of a picture in their mind of what Troughton actually looks like. So trying to capture that is pretty hard. But yeah, I agree.
It's almost subjective. Although it shouldn't be because it's his face and that's what it looks like. But it is sort of subjective for some reason.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, and all this as well. This is quite ominous. I forgot about this bit. In the beginning, you get this driver who's really shady.
Yeah.
Like when the doctor asks him for help in a minute, he's like, "Oh, get in!" He's really rude. You think, what's going on here then? And they have to sort of hide from the IE soldiers and whatnot. And all this, the music, Don Harper did the score.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he did any more after this.
Oh, I'm not sure either. I know you can buy this soundtrack, though.
Yeah.
But on LP,
it's on,
CD,
you can stream it as well.
Stream it, yeah.
Very good. Yeah, and it is quite Bond-esque, even the music, actually.
Well, yeah, it's like Bond, it's sort of like quite 60s gangster as well.
Yeah.
It just, I thought it really fits.
Definitely.
The story and having the Doctor and Jamie and Zoe sort of thrown into this, it's just one of the exciting elements of Doctor Who, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing with Doctor Who, you can't run out of ideas because you can just put them anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so exciting.
And obviously, the more that they don't fit into like I'd say, dark, shady sort of environment such as this, sort of the better, I think.
Oh yeah, well it increases the stakes and like there is a genuine threat, and that's what makes it entertaining. Then if there's a decent threat, then it makes it more. You feel the stakes more.
Definitely.
And this is brutal. They're just shooting it, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the last time I saw this, it's like this. Well, obviously this is animation, so we don't actually know what the real thing looked like. But this shot and everything, it's quite harrowing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's like in Psycho when what's her name gets murdered in the shower.
Yes, I've seen that.
You don't see any blood or guts. Well, you see a bit of blood go down the drain, but you don't see like the detail of like stabbing and whatever. And that's more scary because it leaves up to your imagination. It's like this. Like we don't need to see a blood squib. We go. But look. And I love that it zooms into his face, like you just said. Look, in the eyes and everything.
And even in this animation, I think just then you can sort of see, like almost tears in his eyes. As he's, it's brutal.
He's just in pain, yeah. And also he's thinking, oh my God, you seriously? You got me, you went that far? You shot me, you bastard.
Must have the wrong house. The telephone directory definitely
the reason it was supposed to be Professor Travers in this, but the reason they couldn't have him in this is because they didn't want to pay the writers of Web of Fear a fee to use his character. So they were just trying to save a bit of money. But it would have been nice, I think, to have it would have been a nice trilogy having the Abominable Snowmen, the Web of Fear, and one final story with Travers.
Especially his Brigadier shows up in this as well.
And
also the Web of Fear.
Yeah, and this character of Isabel could have easily been Travers' daughter. But it would have made sense.
Well, Travers' daughter appears in Web of Fear, doesn't she?
No, I mean in this though. Instead of having Isabel in this,
right, I see what you mean.
It would have been
that would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I mean, it works anyway, but it would have been nice to have a bit of finality to those characters because all you get in this is like, oh, they went to America, and that's that. You never see them again.
Yeah. Also, fun fact that everyone probably knows: the actor who played Travers was Deborah Watling's father, Jack Watling.
Jack Watling, yeah. And they had to age him up for Web of Fear because he wasn't actually that old.
Yeah.
They gave him a rubbish fake beard and makeup wrinkles.
But then I suppose seeing it in like 4x3 black and white 60s telly.
Yeah, you wouldn't have noticed.
No, he's fine.
These days on this TV is a bit obvious. See that picture behind her?
Yeah.
Apparently some pervert went around nicking those.
Yeah, no, I heard about that. So they replaced him with, was it the director's wife? Was it someone's wife?
Yeah, it was Douglas Camfield's wife, who is in Inferno.
Yes.
She's the one in Inferno, yeah.
That's quite funny.
I know.
I really like Isabel in this.
Yeah, well, I like her and Zoe together. It's nice to have a female pair. Because you get the Doctor and Jamie, the male pair, and then you get... It's a nice contrast to have a female.
It is nice to pair Zoe up with someone for a change.
Yeah.
And again, because this is 8 parts, you sort of get introduced to her character and you get to flesh her out a little bit.
Oh yeah, well, by the time you get down the sewers in part 5, whatever it is, when they're a bit in trouble with the Cybermen, you think, oh shit, because you got to know them now and you feel it more, you know.
Yes, I would like, please, to speak with Professor Watkins.
One moment.
How she's paying for this house in the middle of London? She's just a photographer who doesn't earn much money. That'll cost a bomb, that house. Maybe not so much back then, but maybe her uncle helps her out.
Maybe.
Actually, no, he lives there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he lives there.
Oh, there we go.
But then obviously it's been taken by IE, so they probably send him all his bills. Yeah. Well, she does.
Yeah. Oh, look, Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, television centre.
That's the easiest location filming they've ever done. Just walk out the door.
Well, they shot in... they didn't actually shoot in television centre for the most part, I think, in this time. Wasn't it...
this bit
was it Lime Grove? Oh, no, yeah, this bit is definitely...
Yeah. Oh, Lime Grove, yeah. I think, most of the studio stuff in this was Lime Grove.
Yeah.
But they filmed a lot of the Guinness factory on location in London. Great for them, they get Guinness. They just had Guinness on the lunch break, it's quite funny. Automatic receptionist, well, I'll be out of work, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I would like, please,
Not very good, though. I mean, every time they walk in and see one, don't they blow them up or something? Doesn't the Doctor do something here and then obviously...
No, Zoe blows it up, isn't it? He just leaves it, I think.
Oh, does he? Oh,
he just gets pissed off at it and buggers off. Stupid machine! I think that computer is used in other stories as well. I swear I see it in Ambassadors of Death at some point.
It probably is, yeah. Is it the Time Monster as well? The Master has a...
Oh, the Master's TARDIS. I don't think it's that, but it's similar, yeah. That's like a big computer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Jamie. You can tell by the kilt. When I was young, that shot there, I always thought that was somebody else they were following. But I thought, who are they following down there? But it's them. Just because of the animation, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
No, where are they?
Benton!
Down the side alley. It's a dead end, isn't it?
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? The first time we ever see Benton is
They come out.
animation.
Yeah. Well, the Brigadier's first episode's missing from Web of Fear as well.
Someone's got it in a private collection.
Bastard.
I know.
The scene.
Back
Back up.
Deal with them.
Oh, he's brilliant. Kevin Stoney, like he was saying behind the scenes, because he did a thing for the DVD interview, and he said, "Oh, I don't want to overplay it. And I was like, "Yeah, perfect," because you could easily ham that up.
Yeah.
Especially being that type of villain.
They get gassed in a minute, don't they?
No, they just have
Oh, they just have. Oh, okay.
tear gas.
Too busy talking.
Pack up.
Back
Bring them to my office.
But, Mr. Vaughan, I haven't interrogated them yet.
Pack up.
Please do as I say. What's brilliant about Vaughan, like in this scene, he's so charming and what have you.
Come and sit down, gentlemen.
And so suave, but so that when he does lose his cool, you're like, oh god, where'd that come from?
Yeah. And it is like a split second, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, bang.
Very short-tempered. Short fuse.
It's on the door. Oh, don't tell me you can read as well. What else do you do?
There's a lot of quite clever sort of quips in this as well.
Don't tell me you can read as well. Jamie. Him and Packer, because they really butt heads, don't they?
Oh, I'm not joking, Jamie. Underneath all that charm, there was something odd, sinister, almost inhuman.
I love the second Doctor's. He's picking up on that immediately.
Yeah.
Gotta love a secret compartment.
It just screams James Bond, doesn't it?
Yeah. Look, see that there? Bit of a Cyberman head. flashed up. Did you see that?
Oh, was it? Oh, I missed that.
No.
No.
Yeah, they've obviously added that for the animation. Yeah, that's literally a blink and you miss it. They added a little Cyberman head there. It just flashed for a second.
I do know that, obviously, in the trailer, because they done like a experimental trailer or like a like some sort of test, and they done the Cybermen coming out of St Paul's, and I think obviously when they got the missing episodes, they were gutted that there was no Cybermen.
Yeah,
in there, apart from like the last scene.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why they animated the St Paul's invasion. I think they added rain to it as well. It looked quite cinematic.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Right, so live action now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really helps when you've got lost animated stories, but then they're like sort of put in between live action ones. It's easier for me anyway to digest the animation because you sort of forget that you're watching it.
Yeah.
Because you can sort of blur the live action, and especially because they repeat like the last scene.
Although it can be jarring as well.
It can be jarring.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, what's jarring about this is that because you get 2 episodes that are live action in a row, episodes 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And when you're back to
and
animation,
you're like, oh yeah, oh right, okay.
Shot on location.
Now this sequence I absolutely love.
Yeah. It's handheld as well, which is rare for the time.
Yeah. I just love the shot in the car with Benton and the other guy and the driver.
Yeah.
That shot there.
It feels like the Bill or something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great, but I didn't take them. I was just.
There's a bit of women's liberation in this as well later on with the Brigadier. I think he's very much old school. It's like, oh, you can't go down there. This is a job for my men. And she really has a go at him. It's quite interesting. It's good to see, especially for 1968. That's the thing in the 60s I don't understand as well. Like, you get like companions like Victoria, who's just a damsel. Then you get Zoe. Then it just...
Well, Zoe's a bit of a damsel, isn't she? But
she's better than
she's
Victoria,
supposed
though.
to be, obviously, uber intelligent.
Yeah. And she does do a lot in this as well. Like, she blows up all the Cybermen ships and things.
Yeah.
But like, you had like Barbara from the Hartnell era, who was very strong.
Mm.
And then you get companions that are more damsels. It's very inconsistent. It's strange.
And you got Dodo, who had just no character growth at all. She walks into the TARDIS and it's just like, yeah, I'm here now.
Pretty much.
And then she leaves like 2-3 stories
You don't see her
later.
leave.
No, that's it. The Polly just
Where's
goes,
Dodo?
Oh, yeah, she just went off to the country. Yeah, then she's gone now.
Yeah, the doc's like, oh, fine.
Yeah, okay.
Ben and Polly? Yeah, fine. And Polly, that's another one who's inconsistent. Sometimes she's really strong.
Yeah.
And then sometimes she's a damsel.
Yeah.
There's never any consistency, is there? It's just because of the time, though, isn't it? You know, these days.
Yeah, like with different writers and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. There's lots of different writers.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Vaughan?
I love he sat out of breath there. He's like, oh, yes, Mr. Vaughan.
Yes, sir.
Packer, where have you been?
These monitors are quite funny as well because it literally just looks like he's poking his head through a hole in the wall. Yes, Mr. Vaughan.
Mr. Vaughan. Oh, nice transition. As soon as the door shuts, straight into the music.
Yeah, that's good.
I like the unit theme in this. It's very cheerful.
It's almost like a song you could skip along to.
Yeah. And it's very military. It sounds like a military band or something. Playing.
Yeah.
And they got the RAF for this to help out. That's an actual RAF plane there. They're at an airbase, I think, there.
I don't think I realised when watching this sort of like the first few times, but obviously the unit base in this is actually on the aircraft.
That's right, yeah. I think they fly off somewhere later on.
Yes, they do, don't they?
Very cool set as well, I like that.
Yeah.
With the glass map and everything of the world.
Would you mind telling us what all this is about?
And it really further shows that it's United Nations Intelligence Task Force. They've got the map of the world and everything.
Yeah.
Naffy break, sir?
Naffy break. That's like the military convenience bar shop, you know.
Of course, the Yetis. We met you in
That's right, McCrimmon in the Underground. Must be 4 years ago now.
How long? It only seems like a couple of weeks ago, doesn't it?
Told you over and over again, Jamie.
I like that as well. How obviously for the Brigadier it's been 4 years, but it's only been like a few months for the Doctor and Jamie.
Yes, we're still travelling, yes.
Yes, Mr. Travers
Time
told me all
travel.
about it. It's
Yeah, but the only thing now is it gets confusing now with like the years of UNIT because...
Well, in my mind, the invasion was in 1975. And then...
I can't agree. It's 260s.
And then, this is set in 1975. Then Pertwee lands, season 7 takes place in 76.
Oh.
And then after that, 77 with like season 8, 79.
The Mordred Undead contradicts all of that.
And then 1980 when Sarah Jane comes along, which then does fit in with Pyramids of Mars because she claims she's from 1980. That's how I see it.
I know.
And I think there's been a couple of big finishes as well where they have sort of stated that the invasion took place in 1975. So,
I just can't get that in my nut that is in 75.
Electromagnetic headquarters when you two showed up. I've been keeping a check on everyone going in that building. Your photographs were transmitted to this headquarters and I recognised you.
Well, what's so odd?
Nicholas Courtney, the legend.
Oh, nothing odd about them going in. Trouble
No,
is,
he's
some of them
brilliant.
haven't come out.
Yeah, I think he's...
one of the most beloved characters.
Oh, yeah. I think he is my favourite character in this show, to be honest. He's such a good character.
Planet 14, but how?
Planet 14. Now, this is confusing.
We haven't seen Planet 14. That's a...
Yeah, but you know, do you know what I've heard?
What's that?
It's Marinus.
Marinus?
No, there's a theory that Cybermen also come from Marinus. The Vord are actually early Cybermen.
Really?
Yeah, because you know they're augmented, the Vord.
Yeah.
It gets a bit convoluted, but yeah, I've heard... Because I assumed it was Telos they meant. Because they said they were recognised on Planet 14.
Yeah.
But also, the Doctor's been to Marinus before.
Yes.
But then again, Jamie hasn't. So, who knows? But yeah, I've heard... yeah, in some... I don't know how canon it is, if it is canon, but yeah,
okay.
I've heard...
Yeah, I took that, and it does mention it in that Tardis Chronicle book as well.
Right.
That it's like just some sort of like previous adventure that we just haven't seen.
Oh, like a Cyberman story we never saw or something?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I've heard... Yeah. I mean, it's quite a neat theory that the Vord are like a different version of Cybermen. It's like the way... Because I think... actually, Peter Capaldi says that in The Doctor Falls.
What about Vord being Cybermen?
Well, he says about Cybermen being on... No, because he says something like, oh, the Cybermen, wherever they appear wherever there are people with technology. And he says, oh, you know, like Mondas, Telos, Marinus. I swear he says that at some point. We'll have to fact check that. But I think, yeah, so maybe it is canon that Cybermen come from Marinus.
And I guess if the Cybermen ever did invade Marinus or the Vord, then naturally they would take the Vord and if they were compatible, convert them into Cybermen.
Well, maybe that could be a theory that the Cybermen visited Marinus and they just upgraded the Vord, you know, because they're partially augmented anyway. Who knows? Oh, that's a brilliant scene. I love that Vaughn finds it funny as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, bless them.
Parker,
Yes, sir.
bring them to my office.
Reception. 2 young girls. Bring them to me.
Right, Mr. Vaughan.
I like that because like, most villains would be like, bring them to my office. They destroyed my machine. But he's just laughing. It was great. Like, oh, how charming of them.
I love how they sit there for a bit and then go, oh yeah, we should probably go.
We'll probably get arrested, actually.
Don't suppose you have any authority to search the building, have you?
No, Vaughan's too powerful. He's got too many top people on his side. You see, Doctor,
It's nice that the Brigadier got a good, juicy story with the second Doctor.
Yeah.
Because they work just as well together. You know. Well, the Brigadier works well with all of the Doctors, doesn't he, really?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I so loved. And I think if you have a character that does this work, and he has the same rapport with each Doctor, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Exactly the same. So obviously then that's more convincing for people watching going, well, yeah, he's obviously the same man.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. He's so casual about it later on in like big finishes when he meets like Colin Baker. He's like, oh, you've done it again, Doctor. He's so used to it by that point.
There's a micro-monolithic circuit in the back plate of this radio.
Well, what's that?
I like the fact that sort of aspect's introduced now and then it comes back obviously later, and it's quite a fundamental aspect to the obviously the signal device.
They're planting the seeds here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Splendid little toy this is, Jamie. But it doesn't play
You know what? I bet that was ad-libbed. I bet that wasn't even a line. That just sounds...
It sums up the Pat and Fraser's friendship, doesn't it?
That's so typical of those two. Yeah, I definitely think that was... There's no way that was a line. It doesn't play tunes like mine,
I think that's why I love this era as well, because you can always see bits in each story where you think, well, that definitely wasn't written in.
It's like two of the Sidemen where they hold hands by accident. Like, oh.
Yeah. Apparently when they'd done the run-through of that story, they'd make a joke that was like even worse beforehand.
Oh, right.
So the director, obviously the officials would be like... and then so they could actually go and do the jokes that would actually end up in the final thing. Clever.
The thing is that they're miserable bastards. The people that were like, "Oh, don't do that," because it works, and it makes it more. It builds on the relationship of those two, and it makes it more funny. And you need a bit of humour, even in the darkest of stories. You need humour. I take Vaughn as being just a very psychotic, privileged, rich man who's just come across this power via the Cybermen and just goes to the nth degree with it, to the point where he actually converts himself partially.
Well, it just proves that he believes so much in his own potential and his own sort of abilities that he goes all in, and then obviously it just sort of falls apart in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
After years of planning.
He's so arrogant. He's like, "Oh, I control him. It's fine." Then it comes back to biting the arse.
He never stops to question.
No. It's interesting. They partially convert a few of the workers here as well.
It is, isn't it?
Because obviously he's got abnormal strength. I guess it's the Cybermen's way of being subtle. They don't want to fully convert them to reveal themselves, but they need people that are more than human to carry out their dirty work.
With a big company as well, people are going to ask questions, so
Yeah.
you don't need to convert them slightly.
It'd be quite funny if they did fully convert them, and it was just a Cyberman wearing a suit or something. What? What's that? Just a worker. I love the way this is shot and everything. Very. I like the little subtle pan-ins and a lot of handheld stuff. It looks really good. More modern. That's because you've got such a good director doing it, Douglas Canfield. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. And I think this is one of the few Doctor Who stories that they actually finished early because he's ex-military and he was very...
so efficient with the schedule.
Yeah, exactly. And he was... Wendy Padbury has said things like, he's one of those directors who was good from a technical aspect and with the actors. Because a lot of the time you get directors
that are one or the other.
Yeah, they're very logistical, but they're rubbish at dealing with actors, and then they end up arguing on set. And then you get other directors that are good with actors, but never get anything done because they're not very good at the technical side. Yeah. But you need that happy medium.
Rats in a trap.
Dear. Yeah, Kit Pedler. Not a lot of his ideas are in this, apparently, because Terrence Dix tells a story where Kit Pedler, he was getting a bit fed up in the series, because he said, "I'm not just some scientist expert that you just go to advice." And Terrence Dix went, "Yeah, you are." yeah, you are. That's exactly what you are. Because he wanted to have more creative decisions, but he was just a scientific advisor to the series.
Oh God, yeah! Can you imagine, like if he was just left to his own devices writing a script?
Well, he's not a writer.
Oh yeah, exactly. Those guards behind him, have they got their straps over their mouths?
Looks like
chins. The both of them. They're like too small for him.
That's the Guinness factory. Is it?
Oh, yeah, all the train tracks and stuff. Okay.
They get their deliveries by train.
Oh, that's a great gag.
He's like... He's definitely one of the best companions, Jamie. He's iconic. Just little things like that.
He's my favourite companion.
I know, yeah. I don't blame you.
Exactly the same as your office in London.
In all basic essentials, yes it is.
That's the secret of my success, you see. Uniformity, duplication.
He doesn't have a cyber planner there, though, does he? I don't think. Or does he?
No, I don't think. No.
Because there's only one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't thought about that actually.
He's just left the cyber planner in London in the cupboard. He's like, Vaughan, let me out. Where are you, Vaughan? Another thing stuffed in the cupboard in Doctor Who.
Yeah, they like stuffing people and things in cupboards, don't they?
How many is that now? Chameleon, a Dalek, and one of our commentaries.
The Lord President at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Are they of your own invention? Ah, you're determined to guard your secret, I see.
Troughton's more serious in this, I've noticed as well. He's not clowning around so much, is he? It's probably because he's so wary of Vaughan, he's not having any of his nonsense.
Yeah. There's a very similar dynamic between the two sides, Vaughan and the Doctor, and then obviously Jamie and being the muscle, almost muscle for Doctor, and Packer being the muscle for Vaughan.
That's right, yeah, I didn't think about that. The two brains versus the two muscle.
Yeah.
I don't make idle threats, Professor, as you well know. If you want to see that...
It's quite grown up, some of this dialogue. Like,
yeah.
For well, not children's television, but family TV. Yeah, like I said earlier, it would have been nice for it to have been Travers, because you would have felt it more, because he's a familiar character, but Watkins is also a great scientist character.
Yeah. Yeah, he does the job, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or would you rather leave it to me?
No, Packer. The Professor's going to do exactly as we are.
I'll say,
calm down now, for goodness sake.
It's just, the dialogue, it's just so... It's just great. They're all...
Yeah. Bounce off each other very well.
Yeah.
But have you noticed there, like, when Packer's getting a bit overexcited, he goes, now, Packer. But when Jamie, he gets a bit annoyed or he wants to, like, jump the gun, the Doctor's out, Jamie... So they are very much like... Yeah,
there's a very similar dynamic going on.
Different sides of the coin between the four of them.
I don't take orders, Packer. I give them. Now I think the time has come to stop playing games with this Doctor.
There we go. His true intentions have finally been...
the facade is slipping slowly.
Yeah.
Don't bother, Doctor. Allow me.
So you see now the facade's back.
Yeah.
Very ingenious. A simple magnet.
Oh dear, Jamie, I've always been rather scared of lifts.
Why?
I never even like to start them. You'll have to push the button.
Me? Keep your mouth shut, do as you're told.
Yes, Jamie, do as you're told.
This is the second Doctor playing the fool now.
Yeah.
To hide his true intentions.
And it's the whole gag with the lift now, which is just brilliant.
Driver, stop the lift or send us out of control. To a sixth floor, sir. We'll have to take that risk. Hold tight. Here we go.
Surely there was just an emergency stop button, rather than ripping all the electrics out.
Well, what happened?
Cartoon sound effect.
No.
What?
Oh, I mean, he's so panicked as well, and it's just this constant...
What do you mean? His hair's all messed up now as well.
I want that lift operating in 3 minutes. I want all lift exits covered. I want a man on each floor.
His voice broke.
And they shove him out of the way when they're running off in different directions as well.
I want a man on each floor.
Hey, that's not what I think it is it? I'm very much afraid it is. Come on!
This whole sequence is very fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know, there's
really
no Cybermen yet, but we're still entertained by, like, all of this. Kilroy was
That
it.
was Fraser Hines wrote that.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the director, Douglas Camfield, went, Fraser, what have you done that for? He said, no.
I think he went, who wrote that?
Yeah.
And Fraser, oh, that was me. Yeah, and then he explained, well, you know, it wasn't built by Cybermen or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, but, like, workmen do that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I think
they got a bit carried away. They're like, oh, we can put this in, we'll write this, and then they're like, well, hang on, no, we'll just leave it to the one.
No, I think, yeah, Douglas Camfield went, oh, you're taking the piss now.
Must have got down the fire escape.
And of course, you didn't think to have a guard on that.
Well, normally...
You're a stupid incompetent! I want the Doctor! Put the whole compound on alert! Have every available guard on the job! Find him, Packer! Find him!
No, he's been so charming and suave this whole time, and we've slowly seen him getting a bit angry.
Yeah,
and the
and
facade
then
slipping.
bang, explode.
Yeah, and then like, whoa! That's who he really is. I love the attention to detail that they put their logo everywhere as well. Like, it's just, it makes you believe the world more, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like the little subtle things that make it more believable.
They had it on the gates in the complex, and they got it on the train as well. I love if it was just some guy. They said, "Oh, get off!" That's freaky, though, isn't it?
It is.
But what's more scary is that could be like a Cyberman that hasn't finished its conversion yet, so it's like still feeling the pain.
I never thought of that, actually.
Yeah. It's like, maybe it still feels emotion and things, Ugh. The Invasion! By Derek Sherwin, who became the script editor. When did he become script editor?
It wasn't a script editor, was he? He was produced.
Oh, sorry, producer.
For like one story, Spears from Space. Oh no, did he do the War Games as well?
I don't know. We've clearly done our research.
You're sure that this machine can do it?
Even if we
That's right. That's why he has the professor making the machine.
Yes, the emotion.
I don't know what. But it breaks the inhibitor. The emotional inhibitor.
Take him inside. Central block, 10th floor.
Scarf showing. They haven't got straps now.
Surely those guards know where they're taking them. So Pekka probably didn't have to say, take him inside, central block, 10th floor. I'm shouting that out really conveniently, so anyone listening, aka the two intruders that we have, know exactly where to go to rescue them.
Well, he is stupid, so...
Yeah.
We've got to rescue the girls first. 10th floor, central block.
So that's...
There's a lot of unusual activity, sir.
Captain Turner?
It looks like some sort of emergency.
Yeah, now you said this off camera, didn't you? But it would have been great to actually have seen this helicopter sequence in the flesh.
It's a shame, because in this episode, there's a whole big action sequence. We know that they're getting shot at, and then the helicopter gets the rope ladder down. There's a lot that happens. It's a shame that it happens to be this episode that's missing.
And in the special features, we see a lot of photos, don't we, of the actual helicopter being used and shot over a field and everything.
Yeah,
so,
they couldn't actually fly it above the building because it would have been too dangerous. But they did it over a field, didn't they?
But it still looks really, really impressive to see it for real.
Well, also, the actors really gave it their all and they actually climbed up the rope ladder. And The actress who played Isabel talked about it. She was like, that was terrifying. Because it's a good drop as well.
I'd like to have seen this in live action.
Yeah, this would have been really cool. And we still haven't seen the Cybermen. It's crazy, isn't it? We're this invested.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
The main threat still hasn't cropped up.
Jimmy, what's
It's weird seeing the Brigadier on animation, because I'm so used to seeing, him in live action because of the Pertwee era.
Colour as well.
Yeah, and in colour, yeah.
I've told you, we are in command. But don't argue, Draco! Just do as you're told, man! And for once, do it right!
We need to do a count of how many times Packus had a bollocking from Vaughan. It's probably about 4 or 5 by this point.
Or we should just have a Parker count.
Yeah, Parker.
So, Sergeant Waters, may we have app map number 8, please?
App map.
App map, yeah. Bit of line fluff there. This is the only thing I think the story suffers from, which is a lot of going, coming,
back and forth.
Yeah, from IE to Unit HQ or...
Well, how many entrances does it have? Like, they went in through the main door, then they went round the train tracks, and now there's, it's by the Thames as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this bit of sound here is creepy. Powering up the Cybermen.
Revitalisation.
It's creepier in live action when you actually see the Cyberman come out.
Yeah, so that's the only time Cosgrove Hall got to animate a Cyberman, apart from the trailer.
Poor people are like, we got a Cyberman story! Oh yeah, the episode you're doing...
with no Cybermen, yeah.
Oh!
Right, well, thank you for watching, everyone. We're not going to say anything because we're going to leave all of our comments and everything till the end of part 2. So make sure you come back for part 2 next week. And then you can hear what we thought, and obviously watch us react to the rest of the story.
Hey.
So we will see you then. So take care and stay tuned for part 2 of the invasion commentary.
Goodbye.
So you've just seen another one of my videos. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to keep watching and subscribe. Leave a comment as well. To Louie Marcus's YouTube channel. That's me, by the way. In case you were wondering.